That's right. Come on in. Hello, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. My name is Rick Korutz. I'm the registered dietitian here.
I'm Michelle Johnson. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Michelle. Please have a seat.
Oh, thank you.
Can I get you a drink of any kind?
Oh, no, I'm okay, thank you.
All right. So how's your day going so far?
Oh, it's going pretty well. A little stressed out from work, but other than that, I'm all right.
All right, right. How was your drive over here? Is it still snowing heavy and everything?
Yeah, it's still snowing pretty hard, but they just salted the roads, it seems, and so the drive wasn't too bad. So, but you know that snow was kind of putting a damper on my mood. You know, we just had that nice summer, so.
Oh, it was a beautiful summer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I loved it. All right. Well, Michelle, please tell me about yourself.
Oh, well, I'm 23 years old. I just graduated college last semester, so a few months ago.
Okay.
I graduated with a degree in communications. Currently, I work 40 hours a week, a regular job. I work a state office job. And then on top of that, I'm doing a communications internship, and that's at nighttime. So my days are pretty packed. It gets a little stressful. But I'm trying to work through it the best I can.
Oh, believe me, I know what that's like. Us dietitians, we have to go through this internship, and just the juggling between work and internship becomes very, very difficult, and I hear you.
Yeah, you know, it can definitely get stressful, but hey, we get through it, right?
That's right. Good attitude. All right, well, what brings you here today, Michelle?
Well, you know, lately it seems like I've been putting on some weight. I think that I've started to fill out a little bit. Some of my old clothes, they're just not fitting, you know, the way they used to. And I actually just stepped on the scale the other day, and it was around 140 pounds, which is more than I'd like it to be. When I was in college, for the most part, I was around 125, which is honestly where I feel most comfortable, and really helps me to be more positive at that weight. So, you know, being more than that right now, it's kind of just made me feel a little self-conscious and stresses me out a little bit more than I'd like to. So I'm kind of here to really bring my weight down and get kind of move back to where I used to be.
Right. And you know what? Don't feel bad. A lot of us, we gain this weight, and we tend to feel bad about this, but it's perfectly normal. It happens, and you know, it's nothing that can't be overcome.
Mm-hmm.
I also understand what it's like, that big transition between college and then into the workforce.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're working and trying to juggle this stuff. I know it's very difficult.
Yeah.
So you said roughly your estimated weight during college was about 125.
Yeah, you know, give or take a couple pounds, but just around that 125 mark. And like I said, that's probably where I feel most comfortable.
Right, and so like right now you're around that range of 140.
Yeah, I'd say around 140. You know, some of my shirts are getting a little tighter, so I know something's going on.
Right. Okay. Well, Michelle, you know what? I'm looking forward to help you, and through me helping you, I like to implement this a teamwork type of environment. I don't want it just to be me giving you advice and you just taking it. You know, I feel that you and I should work together, and you know, to achieve any and all goals that you want.
That sounds really good to me. That makes me feel a little more comfortable, actually.
Good. I'm glad. So the way I like to do this is I like to kind of gauge your routine, and you know, I like to see your you know, pretty much from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. You know, what your dietary habits and what you like to eat throughout that time. If obviously your work schedule included.
Mm-hmm.
Any physical activity that might be present. I'd like to, you know, if you could read or tell me about that, that would be great. Through this process, I like to write or jot down some notes and just kind of, you know, gather my thoughts and help, you know, assess the situation as best as possible. Would you be comfortable with me taking notes and everything like that?
Yeah, I think that would be all right by me.
All right, it's strictly confidential, so I'm not going to share anything with anybody. Just to,
okay.
You know, reassure or give you that reassurance.
Okay.
Okay. Well, yeah. If you like, if you want to start from your time you wake up and then go from there whenever you feel comfortable and you're ready.
All right. Yeah. Sure. So, you know, usually I wake up in the morning around 8 o'clock. I have work at 9, so there's not much time for me to put together a meal. So I usually just grab something quick. I always have coffee. I put creamer in there. I use like a Bailey's or kind of coffee mate coffee creamer. Just put it in there, and I like white bagels and cream cheese is usually something that's pretty quick and easy for me, or a toaster strudel. And then I go to work. I work for about roughly 3 hours until about 12 is when I have my next break, and the office has a cafeteria, so I go there for a little bit, but some of the choices aren't that great. It's more, French fries, hot dogs, chicken fingers, pizza, things like this, just kind of fried foods, I guess. So, I will grab that because I am hungry at lunchtime, but it's usually about what I eat for lunch. And usually around 3 o'clock I get another 15-minute break, so I like to just go to the vending machine. I get a soda, usually a Coca-Cola, because it's got the caffeine in it for me to kind of stretch out the rest of my day. It keeps me focused and energized, and I usually grab like a bag of chips or some pretzels and snack on those for the rest of my time at work. And then once 5 o'clock rolls around, I finish off my work day, but then I have to get ready for my internship at 6, so I usually don't have time to go home because the commute's a little long, so I just hop in my car, and on the way to my internship I will grab some fast food, or some days I call to a local restaurant and I get some takeout after work, but for the most part I just grab like a McDonald's or Burger King or something, just something quick to eat in the car on my way to work, and that's usually the extent of my dinner. And then my internship usually runs around 3 to 4 hours. I don't get home till around 10ish, so then I usually just go home, watch some TV to try and relax a little. And I usually like to have a little ice cream before I go to bed. It just helps me to de-stress a little bit. And other than that, that's probably about to the extent of my diet and what I eat throughout the day.
Right. Now, let me ask you a question. Is there any? I know that's a very, very busy day.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any time that you implement physical activity, whether it's during the work day or the weekend or anything? Is there,
Yeah, unfortunately not really, just because, my work day as well as my internship day is anywhere from like 11 to 12 hours, so unfortunately these days are so long I can't really get as much physical activity in as I'd want to, and really it's close to none right now, so which upsets me because I did used to be active in college, but for now, not much, to be honest with you.
Right. So I just want to go over that just to make sure I have your routine down and I'm not missing anything. So basically, you start off the morning. You wake up, you get a coffee, you have some creamers, and you tend to grab like a quick bite to eat, pretty much, right? Because you that rush of waking up and going to work.
Yeah,
then
that's exactly right.
You go to work, and then lunch rolls around. Fortunately, you have a cafeteria on premises, on the premises, in which you can go grab something to eat, everything. So then, from lunch until the time you get out, you said you tend to snack, grab some chips or soda, something along those lines.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, all right. So you roughly get out of work about 5 o'clock, right? And you have your internship at 6, right? So you only have that hour gap right there, and you tend to, within that time, is that when would you consider the food you eat, that's your dinner?
Yeah, I would consider that time my dinner.
Right.
It's a few hours after my last meal, and it's just about the only time I have to eat. So yeah, I would consider that my dinner.
Right. That's understandable. There's not a lot of time to kind of unwind from work, and then have to grab something to eat, and then just to get in that mode to go deal with your internship. I mean, that's a hard process, and totally understand that. And then you said after your internship, roughly like 9 or 10, you get home, and then you're starting to unwind and settle down from the long day, and then you have a snack and everything, and you tend to have like an ice cream or something like that, which is fine. Everybody loves ice cream. That's not wrong. So, okay, well, I'm getting a good kind of understanding of this. I'd like to ask you a question.
Sure.
Now, what do you feel are some of the benefits to eating healthy and exercising? And how important do you feel they are in terms of you reaching your goal?
Yeah, well, to be honest, back in college, I was a little more health conscious. Our dining hall offered, salads and some more healthy options. Some rice and vegetables and things like this. So I would eat relatively. I'd say I'd eat more healthy than I do now. So I do know a little bit about nutrition and its role in and maintaining weight and things like that. But really, my big thing in college was that I was an intramural volleyball player. So I was getting a lot of physical activity. Our team used to do like at least 3 or 4 workouts, as well as games, and so I was very active in college, and I've always been pretty active. But these last few months where I've had to juggle, the job and the internship, I just really haven't had time, which is kind of putting a damper on my lifestyle, because I used to like to be active,
Yeah.
so I do understand that, physical activity as well as, a healthier diet definitely plays a role in my wellness.
That's great. That is really great to hear, Michelle, because I mean, those are important things for you to reaching your goal and for you just to live a healthy lifestyle. Now, like I said, I kind of got a good grasp, I believe, of what's going on. Like you said, when you were in college, that you were active and you were an athlete, and that doing the things you love, and within that you were making healthier eating choices, and within that, with that combination, you were able to maintain that preferable weight that you have.
Yeah, that's right.
And so now, I mean, it's totally understandable, but you kind of have these different circumstances in which you are, you're working a full-time job, and then on top of that you have the internship, and it's, then those kind of stole that physical activity, that time that you got to do that, and now you're on the run, so you're kind of eating, making, so to speak, more like energy dense foods, like heavier foods, and I totally get it. So like I said, part of my process is that, like I said, I don't want it to be just me telling you. I want us to work together. So I want to try to find a way that we can implement, minor modifications to your situation, and see, and see how those are beneficial to you.
Okay.
So is there anything that you think that help you? Like, is there anything that you feel that you would be able to do to help you reach your goal?
Well, like I said before, my big thing was getting enough physical activity in, and I do have a very busy schedule, but I think that maybe some mornings I could wake up a little earlier and maybe go on a walk, or I have been thinking about possibly joining one of my local gyms, so maybe during lunchtime I could go there and do, some cardio or some weight training, but I would like to implement at least a couple, days a week, some physical activity. So I think that on my part, I could definitely try and do that, as far as, trying to lower my weight.
It sounds like a great goal. It sounds like you're on the right track. The one thing I noticed that I can add to this equation is that, the modifications of food choices. If it was possible, maybe you can just reduce maybe the cream and sugar in your coffee. Something just minuscule like that can, that will add up and help with changes. Like you said, you have this short amount of time to eat lunch, in which a lot of the times those options aren't really the best options for you. And that short window you have for getting dinner. Now, if you were able to find time within your schedule, maybe to say prepare 2 meals, for your lunch and your dinner, you could take care of those.
Mhm.
You know, you can also work it around. You can possibly go get a menu from that cafeteria, and
Mhm.
you can work around their schedule to when you can make your own foods and
Mhm.
stuff. You know, um, and you know, like I said, that can cover your lunch and your dinner,
Mhm.
and then maybe you know when you go to the vending machine, maybe instead of not all the time, but maybe instead of a soda, one day you can replace it with a water or
Okay.
a juice.
Yeah,
or,
I do like juice,
or
so I
some-
could do that.
Good, very good,
Yeah.
very good. Um, and then your late night snack there, like you said, you like the ice creams
Mhm.
and the pastries and stuff like along those lines. I mean, there's things that you can do that will help you out. You can have some, you know, some fruits and vegetables, things like that. You know,
Yeah.
and I think if you can, like I said, modify your diet just a little bit and just add these things in, you know,
Mhm.
you could start to see the results in which you want to see,
Yeah, it makes sense.
right?
I like what you were saying about possibly like packing some meals. That is something that I think that I could do. I think that I have gotten a little lazier lately, just kind of stressed out with the two, you know, with the work and with the internship. But I think that, you know, on those nights where I get home a little earlier, I could definitely find some time to put something together. You know, I know, you know, what healthy choices are, so I definitely could put some fruits in there and some vegetables and things like that. And yeah, like you said, at nighttime I could do some, you know, of my ice cream some nights, and then maybe other nights I'll have like an apple or something. I really like apples, so yeah, I really think that those are some positive choices.
Beautiful, beautiful. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to see that you're so enthusiastic about this.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, you know, these don't have. I don't want these to feel everything to feel overwhelming to you. We can do things a little bit at a time, and just take our time with this whole process.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it will allow us to feel a little bit more comfortable, and it would seem a little bit easier. And before you know it, you're at 120 pounds, and then you're down in South Beach in the summer having a blast.
Yeah,
You know.
that would be a great goal.
I wish I can go there, but I'm usually stuck here working. You
Yeah.
know? So that's great. That's great. I'm glad to hear that we have a plan.
Mm-hmm.
You ready to do this?
Yeah, that everything you said, you know, my part, I'll try and do some more physical activity and then implement some of the nutritional applications that you told me. And I think that we do have a good solid plan here to help me to reach my goals of losing some weight and eventually be back at my comfort level of around like 125. That seems like what you're telling me could definitely get me there.
Right. All right, Michelle. Well, the pretty much the last part of my process here is that I like to have this monitoring and evaluating process.
Okay.
I would, if you would like to, if you like to come back in, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 weeks or something, and then we can, you know, we can chit chat about what's going on, and any, you know, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. You know, we can implement these and hopefully just keep on progressing and then reach that goal. How does that sound?
That sounds good to me. Maybe we could make a meeting for like a month or something, and you could, you know, evaluate my progress and see how I'm doing, and you know, hopefully by then I've dropped a couple of pounds, and yeah, I'd love to definitely come back. That's what I'm here to do to reach my goals. So.
Beautiful. Sounds great. Well, listen, Michelle, it was an absolute pleasure meeting you.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to working with you and helping you to get to that goal and be happy, you know?
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Good.
I feel
Very
very
good.
enthusiastic about this after meeting with you.
All right. Well, watch out for those roads when you're leaving, and hopefully there's still salt in them, and this northeast doesn't keep on piling it on. You know what I mean?
I really do hope so. You know, I like the white Christmas, and then I like to let it all melt.
Right.
Know? So,
right.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Rick. I really appreciate your help today, and I'll maybe we can set up another time next month.
Sure. All right. Let me walk you out.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.